Glitchtrap is a puzzling figure seen in the Five Nights at Freddy's game Help Wanted, a digital entity with a connection to the franchise's most infamous killer. But where did the Glitchtrap truly come from? Was it only a corrupted piece of code, or something far more? In this theory, we'll dive into the origins of Glitchtrap, tracing its emergence from VR software to its connection with the other games, past and future. We'll uncover the possibilities that Glitchtrap isn't just a glitch, but a carefully constructed digital reincarnation of series antagonist Springtrap. Springtrap's return in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator marks a moment in the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, as it represents the culmination of Afton's legacy. Reintroduced under the name Scraptrap, its deteriorated appearance reflects the physical decay of the Spring Bonnie costume. Unlike its previous appearances, Springtrap is now a shadow of its former self, and somewhat desperate. Its inclusion in the simulated pizzeria is no accident. It's part of Henry's master plan to lure all the key players into one place for their final destruction. Through Henry's speech in the game's endings, it becomes clear that Springtrap has been deceived and walks straight into Henry's trap, finally facing retribution for the crimes. This moment is both a symbolic and literal downfall as the flames consume what's left of it, though, as later games suggest, evil doesn't die so easily. There are clues that Scraptrap may have been aware of Henry's deception, though it ultimately underestimates to what ends. Despite being lured back under the guise of a new opportunity to continue its twisted works, its presence feels less calculated and more of a desperate return to familiar territory. Scraptrap's demeanour and cryptic salvage lines suggest that it suspects something is amiss, but arrogance blinds it to the true trap being set. Henry's final speech confirms that everything, the pizzeria, the salvaging process, the gathering of the haunting remnants, that was carefully orchestrated to bring the monsters to their end. In the epilogue of Lolly's game, the first book in the Tales from the Pizzaplex series, it's revealed that some of the animatronics from the Pizzeria Simulator era survived the devastating fire by hiding beneath the stage. Rather than being completely destroyed as previously believed, these animatronics escaped the flames by retreating to any hole they can find. It is explained that after the fire at the Pizzeria Simulator location, remnants of the destroyed animatronics and their technology were salvaged, specifically circuit boards that had survived the blaze. These circuit boards contained corrupted but still functional code, which was extracted and later uploaded into the digital network used by the Mega Pizzaplex. This code was integrated into the Endo programs, used to operate the new generation of animatronics. As a result, the legacy of the old pizzeria was not only preserved, but woven directly into the new pizzeria's system. In Help Wanted, Tape Girl plays a crucial role in confronting the digital virus infecting the VR game. Through a series of hidden cassettes scattered throughout the game, she explains the rogue entity has embedded itself within the game's code. As part of the development team, she secretly began recording these tapes to document her discovery and warn others. In an effort to stop the virus, she breaks it apart into multiple fragments, hoping that splitting the code would prevent it from being functional. However, she also warns that collecting all the tapes could unintentionally assemble the virus, allowing it to take control again. Her actions serve as both a safeguard and a desperate attempt to contain the growing threat within the game. In Help Wanted, Glitchtrap makes its debut as a silent figure. Clad in a cartoonish bunny suit, it doesn't speak a word. Instead, it keeps its distance from the player. As the game progresses, it slowly draws closer with each encounter, eventually waving in an unnervingly friendly manner. Its silence, combined with its growing presence, creates a chilling atmosphere. In the final recordings, the plan is set out, the idea to mend the virus and offer it a way out. Instead of keeping the fragmented code, reassembling the digital entity Glitchtrap into a stable form is followed, then allowing it to escape the game entirely. By combining the code and completing the sequence, the player unknowingly becomes part of this plan, serving as a vessel for Glitchtrap's transfer. In Help Wanted 2, hidden dialogue found deep within the game's code reveals a message.
It is bound to the past. Find its memories and return.
This line serves as a reference to the events of the first Help Wanted game, suggesting the remnants of the Glitchtrap virus and, by extension, the soul, are still present within the VR code. The phrase implies the digital entity isn't just corrupted data, but something more dangerous, its own memories. By urging the player to uncover and return these memories, the game hints that the code itself holds pieces of a lingering soul, waiting to be restored and potentially resurrected.
You need to listen to me carefully. Don't help it escape. It's using you to finish where she left off. Only a small piece of his code remains.
This message directly ties into the narrative that Glitchtrap's attempted escape from the VR game into reality. This warning suggests that the player is being manipulated just as Tape Girl may have unknowingly aided the virus in the first game. The mention of she implies that someone, I suspect likely being controlling Tape Girl, started the process of reassembling the entity, and now the virus is using the player to complete its transition. The phrase, "only a small piece of the code remain," indicates that while much of Glitchtrap was fragmented, one vital fragment still lingers, just enough to rebuild it if the player complies.
It kept you for a reason.
This line suggests a more personal connection between Glitchtrap and the player, possibly tying back to Jeremy. Jeremy, who suffered a breakdown while working on the VR project, is heavily associated with the Bonnie mask. This same mask may have been originated from the Bite of 83 incident and was once worn by Bonnie Bro, friend of Mike Afton. If this is true, the mask is more than just a prop, it's a reminder, linking Jeremy, the player, and Glitchtrap through decades of buried memories. Glitchtrap's choice to keep the player may not be as random at all, but rather intentional, bound to their shared path.
The memories are freed.
This phrase marks a moment for the next step in Glitchtrap's resurrection. Vanny crushes the Glitchtrap form in her hand, but not as an act of destruction, but one of release. Rather than dying, the fragmented code, along with the memories and consciousness it carries, merge with Vanny. This symbolic act frees the trapped remnants of the entity. With this fusion, Glitchtrap is no longer confined to the broken lines of code, but ready to seek out the remaining fragments. The pieces are coming back together, and soon, as the entity has long desired, everything will be put back together again. In the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, the idea of destroying a soul is an illusion. What cannot be destroyed is only transformed, twisted, and reborn into something new. Glitchtrap, Springtrap, Scraptrap, and all their fractured remnants show this. The once broken soul will be whole again, more terrifying than ever before. The cycle of horror continues, reminding us that evil doesn't die. It only changed their form, waiting patiently for their moment to rise again.